All right, so we're gonna start on our backs. We're gonna grab our block. So if you've got your block on the middle height, I wanna try to get my shoulder blades right on the top edge of this. So you might have to just kind of hold it as you come down, just so it doesn't tip over. And then once you get it kind of behind your shoulder blades, I just take my arms and kind of tap the shoulder blades back to see that I have some room and the tips at the bottom of my shoulder blades are making contact with that block. Now you may adjust it once you get moving just to feel whatever is comfortable. We're gonna try to let the low back hammock to the floor. So I wanna watch that there's not a lot of movement in the lumbar and the low back. So keep this feeling of the belly dropping down, the spine heavy. Elbows are gonna go wide, and you're gonna let your head press back into your hands as you let your back kind of arc over the top of the block. And it should feel like you've got a little bit of movement there. And then we're gonna exhale and bring it up. I want you to feel your belly contract so you get this nice feeling of ribs and hips drawing together. So just warming up the belly at the same time as getting a little bit of this upper back extension work and opening of the front side of the body. So take your time. Inhale, take it back, let the head press back, let the chest open, let the elbows be wide. And then exhale, curl it up, cinch in the waist. Try to really draw the belly in nice and tight around the spine. Inhale. And exhale. And each one of these should start to feel a little bit better than the one before, right? They should feel like there's some movement being gained. Should feel like you're getting a little bit of space created there. Let's just do two more with the elbows wide. Now I'm trying to keep my front ribs relatively drawn in. They're gonna wanna flare out a little bit, but try not to just make the ribs do this big expansion, because then we're probably getting more of a mid-back, low-back bend. And we wanna try to keep this all up in the upper back. Good, now bring your elbows in close to your face. And we'll go for the same move. Now we're just taking those elbows up and back. You might even find you have a little more room now that we've moved the shoulder blades out of the way. But we're still working to keep those ribs down in front. Let's get three more in like this. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 3. Good, 2 more. Inhale, 2. Now, watch that this isn't just your head doing this, but really feel like you can get some movement in the bones of the upper back. 1 more. Inhaling back, 1. Exhaling up, 1. Good. Go ahead and take the block out from behind. You're just gonna cross your ankles real quick and bring your hands onto your shoulders. So you've got your elbows bent, and we're just gonna make some nice big shoulder circles while you sit here. So those elbows are moving. We're gonna let the shoulder blades move as well. And then we're gonna reverse. Just make that circle the other way. Good, let's just go 3, 2, 1, and then just a simple twist, turn to the left. Your right hand comes on that left knee, and look over that left shoulder. Good, back through center. Right hand behind you, left hand to the right knee. Sit up tall. So whenever we twist, we're gonna try to unkink that pose that's in the spine. Get it nice and long here so we can really rotate. Stacking the bones. Good, back through center. Let's just do a quick forward fold. So you're just gonna fold forward. Maybe that right shin can just slide in front, or whichever shin you've got can slide in front. And we'll switch. So don't worry about that. If you feel this on more on one side, you're probably gonna feel more on the leg in front. Good, walk your hands over to one side. Take a deep breath. Walk your hands over to the other side. Take a deep breath. Good. Just switch the leg and switch the cross of the leg so that the other leg is in front. And again, pull forward. Take 2 breaths. Good. Walk your hands over to one side. Take a breath in. Walk your hands over to the other side. Take a breath in. Good. Go ahead and grab that block. We're going to roll back onto your back, and you're going to take the block up to the feet. So you're just going to hold the block on the bottom of your feet. Feet are flexed. And we're just going to hold that there for some balance. Okay, so you're going to try to keep your, if you want to bend your knees, you can. Otherwise, the block's just staying right there on the feet. And we're just going to lift and lower the chest. So try to keep the legs stacked right over the hips the best you can. We're just doing these little crunches up and down. Good. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach that right arm up, just holding your hand with your left, or your head with your left hand. And you're going to try to tap for that left foot. So we're reaching the right arm across the body, reaching for that left foot. Let's go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it. Left hand over to the right foot. Reach, reach, reach. You're reaching towards that pinky side of the foot. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now you're going to bend your knees, grab your block, place it between your ankles, so that's between your feet. You're going to keep your head and shoulders reaching up. We're going to lower the legs down to about a 45, bring them back up, grab for the block, reach the block overhead, and the legs go out. Okay, so we're just going to alternate, putting the block in the feet, letting the arms and legs go out, bringing it in, grabbing the block, letting it come in the hands and go back. So the action's the same, just the block is getting traded out. Now, if it's too much for your head and neck, you can always put them down in between, or you can hold one with your hands and just alternate which one holds the block. Right? So I can hold my head with my left hand, and I can switch. But we're just moving back and forth. Block goes in the feet, goes out, block comes up, goes in the hands, goes out. Good, let's just go for 2 more like this. So here's 2. Like I really like to hold my head, so I'll just alternate which arm gets it. Last one. Good job. Place that block in between your thighs, so you're just giving it a little bit of a hug. And then from here, we're going to take those legs into tabletop, arms down by your side, flex the feet, and we're just going to tap the heels to the floor and bring them right back up. So you've got that block being squeezed between the thighs. Try to keep the bottom ribs down. And we're going to try to tap the heels maybe a little farther away each time. Moving from the hip. Trying to let the waistband of your pants come up. Let's go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back into tabletop. Just take those legs out across the room. Squeeze the thighs, bring it back in. Last set. Here's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good job. Place that block off to the side. Straighten out the legs, reach the arms up overhead. Get a nice big full body stretch. Flex the toes back. Good. Anchor down the legs and let's do a roll up here. So exhale, roll up head and shoulders. Sit up at the top. Reach for the feet. Stretch the back of the body. 1 or 2 more just like that. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, roll it back. Reach the arms overhead. Let's go 2 more. So here's 2. Reach, reach, reach. Hinge from that hip. Reach past those toes. Sit up. Last one. Good. Now reach past the toes and then just round the back. You can let your arms rest by your feet. You can grab for your ankles, shins, maybe the bottoms of the feet. And just let your head hang. Let your chin tuck in towards your chest. And then inhale and lengthen the spine towards the toes. Give a little tug with your arms, trying to pull the top of your head towards your toes. Good. All right, go ahead and bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, and we're just gonna come into this little squat position. So your feet are nice and wide, your toes can be slightly turned out. You're gonna reach your arms forward, and then we're gonna press down into the feet and slowly start to press the legs to straight, all the way up. Inhale. And I wanna make this like a 5 count, taking it slow. Going all the way back down. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once you get low, we're gonna go back up. Pressing down into the feet for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way up tall. Let's do it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press into the feet. Here we go back up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Stretch it all the way at the top. Let's go 1 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press down into the feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way up. Reach. Turn your toes forward. Wiggle the feet back in a little bit. So now they're just hips width distance apart. Come to the front of your mat or not. And then from here, we're just going to swing the arms back. Sit down in that squat. Reach those pinkies back. And then all the way up to the top. Reach them back. Lift the hands. And then lift up tall. So let's just get a few in there, moving a little quicker. Trying to feel like you can get your heart rate up a little bit. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm really moving my arms like they're going through mud, even though they look like they're swinging. I'm trying to make it really controlled. Last 2. Last one, hold it low. Swing the arms forward and back. Up to the ears, back to the hips. Stay low in that chair. You can lift up your toes and get your heels heavy. Here's 8, 7. Get your ribs up and then away from the thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands at your heart. We're going to turn to the left. Tap your right elbow to your left knee. Then turn through center, left elbow, right knee. So I'm going to try to stay low. But I'm just going to turn and tap. Turn and tap. Good. I'm turning my chest with my thumbs. So it's not just my arms moving. Try to stay low in that squat. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Come all the way back to that left knee. So that right elbow's on that left knee. Look down, stay low. And we're going to start to pick up this right foot. So you can just hover. And then you're going to tap it to the back of the mat. And then you're going to pull it back into your chest. Tap it to the back of the mat. Pull it back in. Here's 8, 7. You can also just float that leg if you don't want to tap the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it back forward. Switch it to the other side. Left elbow, right knee. Turn your chest. Start to hover that left foot. Hold it. Okay, send it back to tap. And then pull it back into your chest. Tap it back, stay in the twist, pull it in. Here's 8, 7, cinch your belly up away from the thighs. 6, 5, again, you can float this leg if your balance is good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step that left foot back to the right, back through center, arms lift up by your ears. Take it all the way up to the top. Press down into your feet. Maybe your chest goes up. You can reach back a little bit. And then dive forward. Nice flat back, swan dive all the way down. Let your head hang. Inhale, reach the top of your head forward, flatten out your back. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Lower the right knee down. Bring your hands to the inside of that left foot. Take a couple breaths here. If it feels good and you want to bend that back knee, you can grab it with that left hand. Take one more big breath here. Good. Place that left foot on the floor, tuck the toes under, and just pick up the back knee here. So just holding the hips nice and low, hands are on the inside of that left foot. That right heel is lifted and reaching back. Take one more big breath here, let the chest lengthen forward as the heel reaches back. Good, now keep that left knee right by your left shoulder, squeeze it in, and then can you just pick up this foot? Holding there for 3, 2, 1. Step it all the way back to plank, holding your plank. Chest is forward. Good, lower the knees, keep your chest lifted and reaching forward. We're gonna bend the elbows backwards to tap the ribs, press straight arms. Chaturanga push-up, and working on those triceps. So I want you to feel those arms grazed by the side of your ribs every time you bend. Let's go for 7, 6, 5, 4, try to keep your ears in line with your shoulders. 3, 2, 1, all the way to your belly. Take your arms back, reaching towards your feet, lift your legs, lift your chest. Just keep this reaching here. Good, go ahead and bring your hands down, tuck your toes, press yourself back to child's pose. Round your back. Good. Go ahead and look forward. Bring your hands a little closer together than normal. You're going to pick up your hips, but stay low. And we're going to jump ourselves into that squat again. So look forward. Give yourself a little bounce in your knees. And you're just going to hop the feet to the outside of your pinkies. Arms are going to reach forward. We're going to press all the way to standing. So slow press into the feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 at the top. And then take it down slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do it again. Press down. Here we go up. If this is too much for your knees, just go maybe halfway down. But what I want you to really feel is your glutes and your thighs all working together to bend your knees and take you down low. And then your ability to press into the feet and engage all those muscles again as you come back up. So we're just moving up and down. Give me 2 more, nice and slow. All the way down. all the way up. One more. Push. Good. All the way back to center. Walk those feet a little bit more narrow so they're about hips width distance apart. Take yourself down into your chair. Swing those arms all the way back and up. And then stand all the way up, arms come to the ears. So we're back at the top here. Just moving from squat to standing. Arms moving back and up. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it low. Here's those arm swings, forward and back. Make them wide. Try to keep them at body height. See if you can pull your belly away from your thighs. Get your weight back in your heels. Ears back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to take those elbows. You're going to tap your knees. So can you keep those elbows tapping at your knees and then reach them up by your ears. Tap your knees, reach them by your ears. So staying real nice and low. Crunch to tap. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to stay low. You're going to tap that right hand to the floor and step your right foot back behind you to your left. Then you're going to bring it in, switch. Left hand to the floor, left foot taps out to the right. We're going to just go side to side. So if you can pick up your pace and imagine I'm just switching my feet and crossing that back leg over to the opposite side. Now once you feel like you've got this rhythm, don't trip over your own ball. You're going to pick up the pace. So we're going to kind of hop from side to side. Let's go 10, 9, 8, draw your belly in, 7, try to get a flat back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Back to center, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, set the left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Bring your hands to the inside of the right foot and lower that left knee down. Let the hips just stretch. Good, if you want to, you can bend that left knee and reach back with that right hand. Get a little more stretch to the quad and hip flexor there. Good. Let go of that foot. Place both hands on the inside of your right foot. Pick up the back knee. Hold it there. Looking forward. So I want to get my plank face here. I want to try to feel like I've got some buoyancy in the hips. But my left heel is lengthening back. Chest is reaching forward. And I'm going to keep that right knee glued to my right shoulder. Really squeeze it in and just float that right foot up. Pick it up. Here's 3, 2, 1. Step it all the way back. Look forward, holding your plank. Lower the knees, walk your hands nice and wide. We're going for those push-ups. All the way down and up. If you want to go on your toes, you always can. But I want you to make sure you're working with a full plank here from the knees to the top of the head before you go to your toes. So watch your butts not popping up. Watch that you're not making like a banana back. All right, let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to the floor. You're going to grab your block, so if you don't have it close enough, bring it with you. All the way to the ground. Okay, block's going to go behind you. Can you hold on to the outer edge of the block with your palms? So I've got it the wide way, right, since it's longest from side to side. Now, we're going to kick the shoulder heads up and try to press the hands into the block and lift the block away from the hips. It should be a lot of work on the shoulders. Try to lift them up, keep the shoulders up. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Place that block up to the side. We'll do that again later, so just keep it close. Let's go and push back to the knees. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. Place the hands. Press yourself all the way back. Down dog. All right, right leg's gonna go up and back. Open up the hip, bend that right knee. Drop your right shoulder towards the floor. Go ahead and shift forward into plank. Bring that right knee to your right elbow. Hold it there. It's gonna slide down to your right wrist, and then you're gonna pick it up to your left elbow, slide it down to your left wrist, pick it back up to your right elbow. Slide it down to the right wrist, up to the left elbow, down to left wrist, up to right elbow. 3 more. Right wrist, left elbow, left wrist, right elbow. Right wrist, left elbow, left wrist, right elbow. Right wrist, left elbow, left wrist, right elbow. 1 more. Right wrist, left elbow, left wrist, right elbow. Step in between your hands. Look for your weights, bring them out, just have them close by. And go ahead and come on, press up, crescent lunge. No weights just yet. Sorry, just have them close. All right, pubic bone up, tail heavy, right hand to the hip. We're gonna take this left arm up and over the ear, side bending to the right. Take a few breaths here. Really pull the belly back. Find that opening in the front and the left side. Try to make sure you're not rounding forward. Give me just 2 more breaths. Good, come back up through center. Grab for your hand weights and rotate open to warrior 2. Good job, guys. Okay, so we're gonna get our reaching forward with that left arm making circles. So if you want, you can just rest your right elbow on your right knee, or you can hover here. So if you're gonna hover, you're gonna have your right arm kind of pressing back into the right knee. And then from here, we're just gonna make the circle. Let's take it forward, down, back. Reach it over the ear, down and back. So you should feel that left oblique working to hold you here. Your hips are working, and that arm's making these nice big circles. If you feel too much crunching in the shoulder, you gotta make those smaller, make them smaller. You're gonna lose the hand weight, lose the hand weight. Let's go for 3. Try to find some fluidity here, 2. 1, we're gonna reverse the circle. Take it forward, up, back. Forward, up, and back. Here's 8, 7, 6, get a little lower in that bend, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna reverse it. So now we're side bending back towards the left leg. Again, arm can be on the inside of the leg, pushing a little bit back, or it can rest on that shin, but try not to be on your knee joint. Same circles, taking that right arm up and around. Up and around. We're gonna go both ways. Here's 8, 7. So now we're kind of side bending rather than just hinging from the hip. Here's 4, bend into the right knee. 3, 2, 1, let's reverse. Make sure you're really lengthening through your low back. So I want that pubic bone hugged up and that tail heavy. Here's 7, bend your right knee. 6, 5, 4, 3, last one. Good job, bring it back up to warrior 2. Both arms are gonna be up, thumbs point to the ceiling. Bring that left hand forward to meet the right, slightly rotate forward, and then open it back to the side. Rotating a little bit on that leg, and back open. So most of this rotation is coming from my ribs, but a little bit's coming from the hips. Let's go for this last 5, Keep that right knee pointing over that second toe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. We're gonna go all the way to straight. Both arms come up. All the way back down. Hands come down to the bottom to tap. So we're going all the way up, straighten the leg. Bend and bring them all the way down, pinkies touch. Good. Pick up the pace a little bit. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep both legs straight. Bring your arms down. Turn your toes forward. Walk them in a little bit. And then we're going to just hinge forward from the hips. So soften your knees just enough that you feel like you can really pull your belly in and not be rounding your back. Palms face each other. We're going to take those arms wide and down. I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Not enough that you're like cramping up your neck, but just enough that you feel like the back of the arms and shoulders are working here. Pull the belly up away from the floor. Let's go. 6, 5, watch your head's not dangling. 4, get your chest forward. 3, 2, 1, pull your elbows into your ribs, punch them out to the side of the room. I'm still hinging forward, right? I got this nice flat back, using the back of the arms, last set. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Place those weights down. Turn yourself back around to the front of your mat. Step that right foot back to plank. Holding here. Lower the knees. Chaturanga to the belly. Grab for your block. Take it back behind you. Place it in between the palms. And again, elbows can be bent, but lift those shoulder heads. Try to pick the hands up away from the butt. Here we go for 5, 4. If you want to lift your legs, you can. 3, 2, 1. Set that block down. Hands under the elbows. Push yourself back. Child's pose. Round the back. Okay, we're going to do the other side. Pick up those hips, tuck the toes. Take them up and back. All right, left leg lifts up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Stretch it out. Turn your left shoulder to the floor. One more big breath here. All right, shifting forward into that plank. We've got that left elbow at the left, left knee at the left elbow. Slide it down the left wrist. Pick it up to the right elbow, right wrist. Left elbow, left wrist. Right elbow, right wrist. Left elbow, left wrist. Right elbow, right wrist. Left elbow, left wrist. Right elbow, right wrist. Last one. Left elbow, left wrist. Right elbow, right wrist. Put that foot between the hands. Coming up, crescent lunge. Now again, we're going to really work to get this pelvic bowl upright. So if that means softening the back knee, go ahead. But really pull your belly back so you feel this kind of hollowing out of the front side of the belly. And then that left hand can be under your hip, and right arm's going to come up and over your ear. Side bend. If you don't feel this, keep adjusting by pulling the belly back, reaching the heel back, pulling the pubic bone up until you feel that opening in the front and the side of the right side of the body. So we have just 2 more big breaths here. 1 more. Good. Inhale back up and coming right through warrior 2. So I'm going to turn myself around. Okay, so let's do it all again. Grab those hand weights, bend that left knee. Now again, you can be on your left elbow here, or you can straighten the arm and press the arm and the knee together and light up that right leg, that left leg. Okay, here we go for our arm circles. We're going to take it back, up, forward. Right arm only. Good. Here's 8. You should feel your core really having to hold you up here. 7. So challenge yourself. 6. Push into the feet. Lower the hips. Here's 4. Check that that left knee's going over that second toe. All right, we're reversing that circle. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Reverse. So we're going back towards the right leg now. And again, your hand can rest on your hip, your thigh, your shin, or you can just have it right in front. Now we're going for those left arm circles. You're going to all be wonderful softball pitchers after this. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, left arms forward. Come up with both arms up to the ceiling. I'm sorry, thumbs are pointed to the ceiling. Chest is square. We're going to turn towards that left hand, bring the right hand to meet it, and then open back out to the side. So I'm not really moving my feet. Most of this movement's coming from my torso, but there is a little swivel to the hips. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back through center. We're going to take those arms all the way up, all the way down. Knee bends and straightens. Yep, so as you come down, it bends. As you go up, it straightens. Good. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Walk those feet in a little bit. Turn your toes forward slightly. Maybe even heels kick out a little bit. Hinge yourself forward and maybe soften the knees. Okay, so from here, we're going to pull those elbows up and back by your side, and we're just going to do these tricep kickbacks. So I'm just bending and straightening my arm. But what I really want you to think about here is how high can you get those elbows without compromising your shoulders dropping to the floor, right? So I'm going to keep my nice flat back. I don't want to see this. Like, I don't want you to get those elbows up because you're rounding, but can you keep that nice flat back and that chest routine forward and then pick those elbows up? Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them up. Little lifts of those pinkies, straight arm. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Just all the way to the floor. Rest those weights down and we'll just fold over the legs. Toes are turned in. Head's dropping towards the ground. Good job, guys. All right, turn yourself back over that front left foot, hands on either side. Go ahead and just plant your hands. Step yourself back to plank. Pause here, looking forward. All right, we're gonna come on the forearms, but we're gonna go on that right forearm and just angle it slightly towards your left corner. So right hand goes a little towards the left corner so that we can rotate and be in a side plank on our forearm. Okay, so make sure your shoulder feels nice and stable. Arms are gonna reach up. Now let's take the left foot a little bit in front of the right, because I want to slightly swivel up on those toes as you rotate towards the floor and reach your arm under you. And then you're gonna pivot back to the side of the mat and let the left arm come up. So I'm slightly pivoting onto the balls of my feet and then back. Reach and back. Let's just go for 5. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. we'll switch the hands. So now that left forearm goes down, slightly angling towards the right corner of your mat. My feet are staggered. We're going for 8 of these. We're gonna reach and pivot for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Good job. Back through center. Bring your knees to the floor, belly to the floor. Hands slide back into the elbows. Push down into the hand and just curl the shoulders back. Belly up away from the floor. Get this little bit of a cobra pose here. Then you press into your hands and almost hover those ribs. Squeeze the elbows in. Take 3, 2, 1. Good job. Push back. Child's pose. Nice job, guys. Go ahead and move the block out of the way, weights out of your way, and just swing your legs forward. We're gonna do a little bit of bridging here. So nice and slow. Roll yourself all the way onto your back. Bring your legs hips width distance apart, arms down by your side. And then you just walk your feet a little bit away from your glutes, so you have a little bit of space. All right, from here, we're just gonna tuck that tail, draw the pubic bone to your belly button, roll yourself all the way up, and then all the way down. So just moving the spine, turning on the glutes. Let's go for 5. Try not to let your knees move to the sides. Keep them pointing straight forward. Here's 4. Here's 3. Two. Last one. Hold it up there. We're just going to swivel the hips from side to side. So dipping the right hip, left hip, right hip, left hip. I'm going to keep my hips up, my feet rooted down, my belly cinched in. And I want to feel like my low back is nice and long here. Let's just go for 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Now, your knees should be just about a few inches apart. And I want you to be able to squeeze them together and then separate them back to parallel. Squeeze them together, parallel. Squeeze, parallel. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the knees together, lift little pulses. 10, 9, 8, squeeze those knees. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Separate the knees, lower the hips. Walk the left foot to the middle, right leg up to the ceiling or maybe in tabletop, and we're going to just lift and lower the hips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up, little squeezes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it. Just hold it here, keeping that left hip up. Don't drop the right. Hold and slowly lower. Switch the feet. Right foot can come a little more center. Left leg's going up. And here we go with that lower and lift. Full lift up and down. Up and down. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up, little squeeze up, up, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up, squeeze it up, hold, and slow lower release. Good job, guys. Just give your knees a hug, take them wide to the side of the room, maybe coming in a happy baby. Try to straighten into one leg, bend, straighten into the other leg, bend. Okay, so we're done with all of our movement, but if you want to stay and do a quick release for the low back, we're going to grab our green rag ball, or if you got a lacrosse ball or a small tennis ball, you can do that too. All right, so this is pretty specific where you're going to put this. Okay, I want you to find your pelvis, right? So you can take your thumbs and find the back side of your pelvis, which is usually a lot higher than you think. So I want you to feel like your thumbs can kind of sink in above the ridge line there of the back side of the pelvis. And you're going to come right next to your spine. So my spine's right here in the middle. My pelvis is right here. So I'm going to try to be in this little corner where my right off to the right of my spine and just above my pelvis. So we're lying down. And you'll know if you're on your bones, if you're on your spine, it'll feel like a pretty hard stop for that ball. So I want you to feel like you can find a little softness there. And same with the pelvis. If you're on the pelvis, it'll feel like a pretty hard stop. Now, from here, you might feel enough that you want to just stay here, feet on the floor, knees are bent. But what we're trying to encourage is more pressure into the ball. So if it feels good, maybe you can just take your right knee towards your chest and just give it a hold. Now the ball should feel like it's just to the right of your spine, just above your pelvis, in that little corner. And if you feel any sharp shooting pains, numbness, zinging, that might be nerves that you're on. And just move off to the side a little bit till you find a spot that doesn't give that sensation. Just take maybe 3 or 4 more breaths here. Now there's a lot of thick ligamentous tissue. There's a lot of muscles. There's just a lot going on in this area. So it might take some time for it to soften and relax. So if you have more time and you want to do this, you can always pause the video and just stay here, or you can do it after class for longer. But we're only going to be here for maybe another breath. And then you're just going to place the foot down and just give yourself like a half of a turn out, bringing the ball to the right. So you're taking it more out away from the spine now, but staying right along the top of the pelvis. So I'm still just superior or above the pelvis, but I haven't gone very far, just like, a half inch maybe. So I'm still catching a lot of that big musculature along the spine, but I'm just moving out to the side a smidge. So it should feel like a different spot. Now, it feels good to me to bring my right knee in, but you may just like it with the foot on the floor. One more big breath here. Okay. All right, let's take it over to the left side. So sometimes I just like to pause in between and just take notice if you feel the different in sensation and tone from left to right. How about you? My back feels a little heavier on the right side just because it has a little more blood flow. All right, let's take it over to the left. So now I'm just barely off the side of my spine and just above where the crest of my pelvis is. Now I'm going to bring my left knee in, and I'm just going to sit here and breathe for about 5 breaths. Now the breath is what's really important here. Being able to have nice, full, complete breath feels like it goes in a 3D action, right? I don't want to feel like I'm just breathing into my chest or my belly. I want to feel this breath expand out into the sides of my ribs, the back side of my ribs, maybe even breathing what feels like into the kidney area. Just a full expansion of the rib cage and the diaphragm and the lungs in this kind of 3D moving idea. 2 more breaths. So your breath itself should create a little more pressure into the ball every time you take that full inhale. Then place that foot down. And now we're just going to roll it again, just like a 1/2 inch. Maybe just like 1/2 of the revolution of the ball. And then bring that knee back in if it feels good. Now again, just looking to avoid any sharp shooting stuff that feels like nerves, right? It should be pretty obvious. Like this should be, maybe not like something you could fall asleep in, but at the same time, it should not be something that your breath gets shortened and you feel like you're holding your breath because you're in such discomfort. Last big breath here. Good. Go place that foot down. Move your ball off to the side. Just take your feet the width of your mat. And we're just going to do some small windshield wipers here, just taking the knees side to side. So really take the feet wide. Take them wider than your hips. Try to control the movement. Don't just let the legs flop from side to side, but use some muscle activation here. Last one to each side. All right, good job, guys. You are all done.